Little Rock, Arkansas versus Atlanta, Georgia. What are the main differences? I have lived in both places, both locations. Right now, I'm in Little Rock, and I just want to shine some light on something that I was thinking about because sometimes, we think that if I move to this area, things will be a whole lot better. If I can get over here to this area, things will be a whole lot better. But sometimes you can have resources and opportunities in the area you are at, but you just don't know anything about them. But I would say this: being in a metroplex city, being in a city that's vibrant, that's growing at least 100,000 or more, you tend to have better opportunities. Now, when it comes to people moving to, man, if I go over here, it's more famous people here. I might have an opportunity to be famous. It's true. It probably could happen like that. But I would say this: sometimes you can go to another area, like when I went to Atlanta, and I liked the fact that a lot of people that looked like me was encouraging other people that looked like me to do business, to learn real estate, to learn investing, to come together, to put something together, to create something. That's what I enjoyed the most out of it. Now, I still seen where this neighborhood didn't like that neighborhood, or this people didn't like them over there. I'm pretty much everywhere you go, you got neighborhoods and people like that. But on the majority scale, it was more conscious. It was more kings and queens coming together holding conversations, not just regular man and women. Like in Little Rock, it's more man and the women than it is king and queen, because they haven't fully embraced that concept yet. Like when it comes to history, they know history, they got history, but as far as being fully woke up, they still to me, it still reminds me of a lot of slavery, like Jim Crow, sharecropping. I see a lot of that when I'm in Arkansas, like the way things are set up, the good old boy systems. And that's one thing I loved about being in Atlanta, that, you know, it's hard to get blackballed, so to speak. Like if you got skills and talent, you can go here or there and make something happen. Now, if you're just trying to get regular jobs, everywhere you go gonna take a track record. So it all depends on if you're trying to be independent, if you're trying to grow something and build something on your own. But one thing that I do like about Little Rock, though, I like about Little Rock that it is small enough where you can network. Um, you can you can network properly. That where it's not like being a little bitty town, but it's big enough where you can actually move around without a whole lot of people getting in your business until you want them to know your business. You see what I'm saying? So it's small, but it got a hard punch to it. There's some things you can do here. Now I would say this: if you're gonna get on a big scale to do some great things here, I would say move around. In my personal opinion, some people, they're from that city, they want to grow the city, and there's nothing wrong with that, fam. But we got to think of these things individual basis, because I have traveled, and like I say, I love the fact that more of our people support our people in Georgia. Here it's some support, but it's more like a church or a mosque. Someone that want to get together, some brothers that want to get together. If it's some Muslim brothers or some Christian brothers that want to get together, but the finance, the drive. We don't see a lot of us doing good and really want to lift others up. Majority of the time here, if you see someone good, he's lifted way up here. You can't touch him. But at least in Atlanta, if you see someone up here, you can actually hold a conversation. Hey man, what you doing? Can you give me any advice? Can I get some jewels from you? Any information? Do I need to stay consistent? You know what I mean? So if there is some conversation that you can get, being in the smaller towns, what I have noticed being in Arkansas, some of our people, once they get to a certain level, it's almost like they'll sell us out. It's like they're, I'm better than them. They want to kick it at the country club too now. They want to go ride horses too now. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying we'll get to a certain level in Arkansas. It seems like we want to be better than our people. We want to be over here with them. And instead of saying, hey, let's form something together, and all of us come together, like in Atlanta, the Black House, where everyone come first and third Saturdays to uplift the youth, or where they come and they do events to motivate, media events, do different type of events to help people get prepared for filming and acting and podcasts and all type of opportunities. That's what I like about there, because the big and the small can sit on the same stage together. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody saying, oh, I'm bigger than you. That's one thing that I like about that. Now, being in Little Rock, to me, is always what I have seen, that, it's some people like the fact that I helped him out. They love to brag. Oh, I helped him out, didn't you? You know, I put them in that situation. You know, you drive my truck, don't you? That type of situation. Like, they want to help, but they want you to know that I help so and so. You know, it's kind of like, you know, not telling your left hand what your right hand doing. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I just learned here that it still got some awakening to do. But we are waking up, but we still waking up into our personal power, individual power, you know, wanting to really uplift the people and do something. But a lot of our finances, a lot of our moves we make is connected to the system. And we're not going to overcome the system or beat the system if we steady putting our hand in the system instead of creating our own system. That's what I like about Atlanta. They are actually creating their own system, our own force for black people. And here, you know, there are some opportunities, but it's tied to other people. And most of everything you get is not all about us. It's about them too. And that's one thing that I love about Atlanta versus Little Rock. And I love both. I was born in Little Rock, and I have a great time in Atlanta. And I plan on going back here soon. But to be honest with you, there's a lot of hardworking people in Little Rock. There's a lot of go-getters, a lot of hustlers. There's some loyalty, and just like in every other city, there's some faultiness too. So I believe that some great people can come out of Little Rock. They just have to relocate themselves once they get on their feet to make some moves, because the things that you want to do here, you might have to leave here and come back to do them. Hold on.